In today's video, let's take a look at some indicators that show when it's time to replace or maintain your disc brakes. An easy one here is just to lift the front wheel and to spin it and to see if the rotor is true and making sure it's not rubbing the brake pads or it has any warps that moves it from side to side. So the front looked okay, and then the rear spins pretty well. So this also is not an indicator to show that there's warpage. Next, we could take a look at the thickness of the rotor. Notice how there are indentations here along the rotor, and these are actually great spots to measure the thickness because the brake pad goes over this area. These rotors new are approximately 2 millimeters wide, and Shimano indicates that when it is 1.5 millimeters wide, it is time to replace these rotors. So it looks like these rotors are worn enough that it's time to replace. Also, be sure to check the rear of the bike as well because it's a different rotor. So measure it kind of at the indentation here. As you can see here, it was, let me pull it out, it was a little less. It was 1.36 millimeters there, so that's a little more worn. Next, you can remove the rear wheel or the front wheel. This case is the front wheel, and look for the pad thickness. And as you can see here, hopefully that the pads are really worn out. It's overdue for replacement of the disc brake pads, and this is the front. For a comparison, I have brand new brake pads right here to show you what brand new brake pad rotors look like. And as you can probably tell, there are quite a bit more pad spacing, this goldish color part. I flipped it upside down after taking both wheels off so I could take a look at the disc brake pads over here. Taking a look at the rear here, you could also see that these brake pads are worn and need to be replaced. Another significant indicator of when you need to maintain your brake pads is if you're going down a descent and you grab your brakes and they start fading, as in you're squeezing and then the levers squeeze all the way to the bar and you kind of have to pump the brakes, because if it gets kind of hot and there's air in the system, the air could kind of expand and you could lose some of that pressure, the hydraulic pressure. So that's indication that you need to bleed your hydraulic brake lines. Another thing to keep in mind right now is when both of the wheels are off and you don't have any blocks between the hydraulic disc brake pads. Whatever you do, do not squeeze the brake pads. It'll bring the pads closer and closer together until they all touch, and it'll be real hard to kind of press the pistons back out if they're all squeezed in together. So either have a block in here or just don't touch the brake pads while the wheels are off and the rotors are out. Well, I hope this video helped you and you're able to determine if you need to maintain, repair, or replace parts on your hydraulic road or mountain disc brake system. If this video helped you, feel free to give it a thumbs up and leave me any questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching if you made it this far, and hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.